What's going on, everybody? Pete J for Pete J Play on Twitch. We're back in the garage doing a little Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. We got 3 personal projects up on the lifters here. This one over here is the DC Typhoon, which is based upon the AC Cobra. During our time away, I've been wanting to play so bad, but I don't want you guys to miss anything. I was just going to run some tests on the cars and just try to get a feel for where they're at. And the DC Typhoon wouldn't start. I couldn't run some of the tests because it wouldn't start. So I did. I believe I bought a new air filter, but I think the air cleaner top and bottom I was able to redo on the bench. I did get new ignition wires. I think they were missing actually. Distributor cap I think I did. Obviously the fuel filter's now new and the ignition coil is new. What else did I do? I think I worked on the starter. I didn't buy a new one, but I did work on it. And I think I worked on the fuel pump. Yeah, I got a new fuel tank, and I did work on the fuel pump to bring that back into shape. So I did some work on it just so that I can get it running, but that was about it. So we want to do some more stuff on this. From what I was able to tell, it looks like the passenger side suspension and brakes is worse off than anything else. I wish it would give you a little bit more in-depth breakdown, but I think what I saw was basically we could do maybe we'd start off by doing we do the suspension and the brakes on the passenger side, and then we'd send this one back out to the garage. This one, the Bolt Atlanta, which is kind of subtly based off of the El Camino, the Chevy El Camino. I'm not sure if I did work on. I must have done work on this. And again, I don't think I bought any of these parts. I think I just stripped them off and then took care of them on the bench. Maybe bought a new fuel filter. We have redone the back end though. I did that, I believe, on screen. So you've seen we've redone the rear brakes, the rear suspension. We have gotten a new fuel tank in there and a new fuel pump, although the fuel pump may have been rebuilt. New tires and rims on the back. So again, what's left is the front suspension and the front brakes, and then we'll send this back to the parking garage. The last thing we'll work on with this Atlanta is we're going to pull this engine out. We'll rebuild it, and then we'll get this back on the road. Same thing with the Jeep Willys. If you've been with me before, you saw I rebuilt or repaired the rear end. So it's the rear brakes, the rear suspension, the rear rims, rear tire. Those are all brand new. Got a new gas tank and at least either a new fuel pump or a reconditioned fuel pump. So that's all in good shape. Obviously the exhaust will be probably the last thing we work on. So again, same thing here. What I'm thinking is we just start with the suspension and the brakes. We'll rebuild all that, and then we'll work on the engine and the transmission. I mean the gearbox. All of that stuff we'll do at a separate time. We'll pull it out. We'll throw it up on the engine stand, and we'll do the do. But for right now, we got about $305,000. I think we'll go ahead and we'll start with the Jeep Willys. And we're just going, wait a minute. Let me take a look at my inventory. Where are we? How much stuff do we have? These are all goodies. This needs to go back on the Eden House. I'm going to sell this. Yes, because I don't think I need it. That can go, that can go, that can go, that can go. These are all parts that will fit onto the Jeep Willys. And these are goodie parts. These are parts that I got out of crates or cases. So do I have a Jeep Willys warehouse? I do. So I'm just going to drop all of these things in there. And then that way, when I don't know if I'm going to put them onto this Jeep Willys. Again, I got 2 exhaust sections, so I might put one on. Timing cover, I might put that on. But I want to do, I have a second Jeep Willys that I kind of want to play with and see if I can kind of jack it up a bit. You know what I mean? Do a little something with it, play around with it. Let's see what we can do to push the envelope with it a little bit. I'm just going to grab this and bring it into the garage for a second, because otherwise I'm going to wind up inadvertently losing. Nope, I didn't want to do that. I want to do this assembly mode. There you go. B-Wolves. There you go. Thank you. Here's the Eden house. We did finish that up. I don't know if you recall. It was all rusted out. It was in bad shape. We rebuilt it. We got it all painted up. Got some livery on it. Got a little ground of some I think those are more like stickers than paint, really. But it looks good. I think it looks really good. Get inside in there, take a look. We cleaned up the interior. Everything looks sharp and clean. This Eden house now is worth $43,404. We'll make $8,680 on the restoration. I don't know if I'm ready to sell it just yet, but I did just want to put that license plate on, because otherwise I'd wind up losing it. Okay, so how's our inventory now? We are empty. That's what I like. Okay, so we're going to get into this. We're going to pull apart the front suspension and the front brakes. Our first thing is we'll head to the bench and see what we can fix. And that includes, I think I'm going to pull the wheels apart too, because while you don't typically get to recondition the tires, you usually you can usually wind up working on the rims. You can get the rims in better shape. So, but again, only if what do we got? What am I hung up on? I am hung up on steering knuckle. I should be able. Okay, so the E-ring. There you go. All right. Kind of cool because the Jeep Willys, it's kind of like having rear suspension in the front. It looks very similar to a rear suspension. The leaf springs, we're going to grab these rubber bushings out of here. We'll grab the leaf springs. No, we got to get the plate first. Then the springs. Then the shock absorber. There's that. We'll grab the outer tie rod. Inner tie rod, I mean. Oop, didn't I? Inner tie rod. Okay. Front drive shaft. It hooks up to the transfer case. We're not doing that right now. We're not going to do we're not going to worry about the transfer case. Or should we? The gearbox is more of an issue of the engine, whereas the transfer case is more about the drivetrain. Oh, what the hell? Let's pull this. And I know I'm not holding to my star pattern, which I usually like to do, but I'm hoping to get through as much of this as I can. So we'll throw the transfer case in as well. I think we've got everything off of here that we can get off. So we're going to move over. Steering rack won't come off until we take the other side off. So we're going to go ahead and quickly remove this. There's that. There's that and that. Oh, nope, we gotta go here first. Then this. We gotta grab the steering knuckle E-ring. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now we can get the knuckle off. I said now we can get the knuckle off. Oh, outer tie rod. inner tie rod, steering rack, shock absorber, leaf spring U-bolt, leaf spring U-bolt, leaf spring plate. Is this small rubber bushing? Yes, small rubber bushing. Leaf springs always have the small rubber bushings. Okay, we got another one here, small rubber bushing. These leaf springs should be free. Knuckle, drive axle. That's it. See, there's only one, so I have two of them. I think I might put one on here. We'll put a higher quality one on. So there's the front brakes and the front suspension. We got it, and we're going to take it over to the bench. Let's take a look and see what we can do. We do have some parts here. Transfer case for the I4C. All right, we got a 95% chance of repair. Let's do this. Okay, I'll take that. Brake shoes. This is going to take, oh, I'm not doing it. That's why, Pete. You're going to do here. There it is. Take it slow. You don't want to speed through it. All right, so far, not bad. Not bad. Okay. Not a very good fix on that one. We got a knuckle E-ring. Drive axle. Oh, I broke it. Broke it. That one's busted. Dag nabbit. That sound. I hate it. I hear it in my dreams, that sound. But that was the sound, that crash sound. I'm going to try and isolate it so that one of these broadcasts I can play it kind of by itself. You get, it's kind of hard to hear it at times because you got the sound of the work being done, and that becomes problematic because you can't really tell. All right, that's fixed. And the part that broke, I think, was a pretty important part. I can't remember which part it was actually, but that sound right there. Now that's accompanied with the crash sound to let you know you've broken something, but they also play it when you haven't broken something. So it can be a little confusing at times. All right, we're starting to get some stuff taken care of here. All right. That got fixed to 100%. There was no crash sound. And then it reordered our parts. See, that one got fixed. Did no crash sound, so we know that's 100%. Now this U-bolt, we're at 62% condition. There's a 99% chance of repair. And it broke. That was the brake sound. So we're going to need a new U-bolt at least. All right, that's important. The steering rack fixed. That was all right. That was not a crash sound. It did kind of sounded a little similar, but that was not a crash sound. I like to hesitate. I don't know why. It's probably just stupid superstition, but I think if you fly through it, you tend to, you hear more and more things breaking. Whereas if you take your time and hesitate a little bit, it's almost like getting yourself, prepared. I feel like I have better luck that way. Again, it's probably all in my mind. Doesn't really make any difference, but all right, so I think I broke 2 parts. Now, if we look at our inventory, nope, that's not inventory. This is inventory. All right, so we go all the way down because when you break something, it is in worse condition. This front drive axle I think it's an I. As you can see, it's 6%. We had it. It was pretty high up. And then we broke it, and it's down to 6%. These spring U-bolts. Again, I don't know if I broke both of them or if I just broke one, but this is falling way, way down. So, oh, and I wanted to do the rims too. So let's go ahead and take the rims off of the tires off the rims, and we'll see what we can do about it. Yes. A lot of times rims will clean up on the bench pretty well, so we'll see how that goes. And again, that's the whole thing too, it's real easy to go buy a bunch of new stuff and throw it on there. That's all well and good, but you want to try and rebuild it, so you're going to try and make, use what you got to the best of your ability. Do it on the as cheaply as you can so that you can make the maximum amount of profit. We should be able to get both of these rims. Yeah, there they are. All right, so we're going to grab this one. I'm going to click here. Again, superstition. 76%, I'll take it. I'm going to come over here. Click. There it is. That was not good. Come back here. Oh, come on. 91%. Take our time. 69%. All right, this should finish this one off. Well, hopefully, as long as we don't break it. All right, we did it. No crash zone. Okay, here we go. This one's being a little bit of a stinker. That broke. That one broke. Oh, gosh. Come on. See? This one, we had it up close, and then it broke, and now it's down to 9%. So we will have to replace that one. There you go. And if we're going to start to rebuild, what are we going to need first? We're going to need the front drive axle 1, which we will have to... Now, can I... not yet. Is there a way I can add this to a list or something? Or something? I don't think so. All right, so let's grab our there's the front end. Let's grab our tablet. We want suspension. Was an I. There we go. Front drive axle I. We'll grab that. I think our steering rack was repaired, wasn't it, to 100%? That's where we're going to start with the steering rack and the front axle. So we're going to go here, and we'll go with front drive axle I first. We'll get that in there, and we're going to go with the steering rack I. Okay. So there's that. Inner tie rods. Do we have inner tie rods? And are they? You can just go there and see. So we'll go over here and just click on this. They're both yellow. Obviously didn't show up in the repairable parts. So we will have to order those. I'm going to get 2 of these. I'm not worried about outer yet because I have to put a lot of stuff together before we can tie the steering rack into stuff. But we'll go ahead and get these 2 things set. All right, so there's that. Now we're coming over into the individual areas. Leaf springs. I know the leaf springs cleaned up really well, so we'll go ahead with that. Leaf spring plate. We got both of those cleaned up well. I think I'm going to need some U-bolts, though. I'm going to need a lot of U-bolts. I'm going to need 4 of them. Leaf spring U-bolts. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Thank you, my friends. There we are. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into this. We're going to drop this in. And then this one in. I think our knuckles got cleaned up, right? Yeah, both of them are at 100%. Again, very cool. Didn't have to buy new ones. I like that. We're going to put the knuckle E-ring. Both of those got cleaned up very well as well. Very nicely as well. Here I am over here. Can I be over here and screw things in? What if I go here? And then here? And then here? And then there? And then down there? And then down there. Star pattern, y'all. Star pattern. Outer tie rods. We need 2 of them. Let's get 2 of them. So that's not bad. I mean, I did have to spend some cash. We broke a couple of parts. A couple of U-bolts, really, which in the end of it, you know, at the end of it, not that big a deal, really. All right, we want to go here. We want to go here. Outer tie rod numero uno. There it is. Okay, we're going to need some small bushings. Small rubber bushings. I'm going to pull up 4. I'm going to grab 4. 4 small rubber bushings. There's that. All right, back at it. And we're going to have this side rebuilt here in a moment. Pretty quick. And I think I'm going to need 2 new spark plugs, shock absorbers as well. We have not touched the shock absorbers, so our transfer case got cleaned up real nice. I'm glad. I was happy about that. It looks real good next to the rusty usties, the rusty dusty parts. This drive shaft didn't need to be reworked. It was already 100%, but I'm going to throw that back on because once we finish with the driver's side, we're going to go ahead and drive this. We can drive this back. We'll drive it back to the parking garage. That'll be fun, won't it? Front drive shaft. Yeah, that got cleaned up nice too. Look at that. All right, so we're getting there, slow but sure. We're doing it relatively economically. Wheel hub 4, both of those got cleaned up very well. Both drive axles are cleaned up well. We're going to need a drum wheel cylinder. We're going to take this one, and brake shoes are both okay. Brake drum. We're going to need 2 brake drums and a wheel drum cylinder. Sorry. 2 brake drums and a drum wheel cylinder. That's exactly what I meant to say. Drum wheel cylinder. Okay. So we're going to throw that wheel cylinder, brake drum. Come on, Pete. Shock absorber B. Yes, we're going to need 2 of those. Front shock absorber B. Again, we went to the bench, so I'm really comfortable just replacing any of the other parts, because I know we've already tried to fix them, and either they didn't fix or they broke. So yeah, so I'm not, like I said, going and buying stuff now. It doesn't bother me because I know we need it. There we go. Rims and tires we'll do in a bit. Let's go ahead and put this side together. We know we've got everything we need. We should be able to blast basically right through this. Small rubber bushing. We got another one over here. Small rubber bushing. We want to get our leaf spring plate on, and then our U-bolts. There's that. U-bolt is in place. Now our leaf springs will be locked in to our axle. All right. So the next thing is the knuckle. Although I think the reality is, because it seems like this E-ring kind of holds the knuckle in place, I think you would have to put that on first. And then you put the knuckle on, and the E-ring holds the knuckle, I think, in place. I may be wrong, but I think that's kind of what we're talking about. And then the front drive axle, that ties in, and that obviously goes, you know, to the axle, making this kind of one piece kind of thing here. Cylinder, brake shoes, which again, we were able to recondition the brake shoes, so we didn't even have to buy new brake shoes, which is cool. And now we got our front shock absorber. All right. Oh, almost forgot my outer tie rod, which I do have. So there you go. So now we're stuck. We're down to tires, wheels and tires. I think I got a different tire for the back though, didn't I? Off-road tire B I got. But I think if you look, it's just off-road tire. So I went off-road tire B. I was trying to do a little step up, a little step. You know what I mean? Go up a steppy step. That was 205, 75 R15s, I believe, right? R16s. Ooh, Pete. Almost made a mistake right there. Need a 16-inch rim, too. All right, let's do this. 16-inch rim. Oh. Nope. 16-inch Jeep Willys rim. Jeep Willys. 16-inch. This is off-road B. Off-road B. Now I've been watching some videos of people playing Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. And it seems like the list issue in that game is a little bit easier to use. So I'm hoping that's the case. Once I get through with 2018, I will be moving on to 2021. So it was already set up for the 16-inch rim, so we're gonna. Oh, Pete. Now we want to go to tires. We want to go off-road B. We want to go with 2. We're going 205s. '75 R16s. 2 of them. Okay, that should be good. So we're going to head over, we're going to go ahead and mount up the new tires, and we're going to balance them. No, I don't want to. I want to put things together. You go one, put that together. And then like I said, the next thing we'll do on the Jeep Willys is we will pull the engine and we will rebuild it. We'll take care of the exhaust system, and then like I say, the final thing will just be you know, beautification. We're going to paint it up, knock the rust off of it, replace. I don't think there are any body panels you can replace on the Willys. I think it just is what it is. So we'll grab the welder, we'll knock the rust off of it, and we will go ahead and throw it maybe throw it out on the market. I got to stop feeling so sentimental about all my all my cars. You're gonna have to sell these things, man. You got to sell them. That's the point of it. But as far as that goes, it's the brakes and the suspension are all in tip-top shape for the Jeep Willys. Nope, stop doing that. So yeah, so now it's just engine and exhaust, and then like I say, just aesthetics after that. So there it is. Let's go ahead and bring her down. We can take a look. See, I'm thinking though, I don't know how much you can do with the Jeep Willys. Let's take a look and see what you can do. Swap options. There are no swap options. So it's not like I can bolt on other stuff, but I'm wondering if, especially in the area of tires, if I stay within a 16-inch rim, right? But can I play with, width and stuff like that? Try to make it much, a wider tire maybe. A taller tire instead of 75, going as high up as I can possibly go, and maybe get some more lift off of that. So give the impression that I've gotten some lift on it, but not really. So I can replace the hood. I guess I can replace fenders. Look at that. Okay. So that's how it is. Maybe we'll even do interior. Can we do the interior? Here you are. No, that's a toolbox. Here you are, interior detailing. Move over to car lifter A. Let's go ahead and get you set up here. I want to use the equipment. You sure you want to? Yeah, let's do it for $100. Or should I wait? We'll wait. We'll wait till she's almost done. Otherwise, we could run the risk of damaging. We got some rust inside there. Down in the wheel, the foot well there. Outside of that, she's kind of sparse. Okay, so that's it for the Jeep Willys for today, folks. And she's sitting up proper. She looks good. Like I said, the next time we work on her, we'll be working on the engine, and we'll get that all set up. Again, I'm going to do the same thing over here. I think I'm going to go ahead and, first of all, I'm going to purge myself of all of these bad parts. All right, so we purged ourselves. Oh no. We purged ourselves of the bad parts. We're going to do the same thing here with the Bolt Atlanta. We're going to go ahead and we've already worked on the rear. We're going to work on the front this time. Same thing as the Jeep Willys. We're going to just pull it, run everything we can over to the workbench, fix up everything we can, and then whatever we can't, we'll just go ahead and replace. Then we're going to send it back, and then we're going to get back into doing some more jobs. We got, we got 7 callers waiting. We've developed quite the reputation in town here for being your one-stop shop for auto repair, and we're excited about that. We're glad that our clients are happy, but periodically we like to clear the decks and take some time and work on some personal projects, start getting things out the door. Okay, so we inner and outer tie rod. We want to get this sway bar front end link off. Rear suspension arm, bottom suspension. I had a '78 Plymouth Fury, and I worked some distance away. I had to take the freeway into town, and it was the middle of winter, and we were getting off, and it's kind of one of those like it's an exit to an overpass, right? So we're going up the hill, and we hit like black ice or whatever, and I slide across the intersection in my Plymouth Fury, which I loved. I loved that freaking car. I loved it. And I hit a curb which was extraordinarily high. It was higher than most average curbs, and it just bent. This whole assembly just bang underneath. I tried to drive away, and the tire was quite literally just kind of almost perpendicular to the ground. So luckily in those days I was still in high school, and I was in auto shop, so I was able to bring it in and throw it up on the rack, and it became it became like a job that the auto shop teacher would not only let me work on, but would also use for an example for some of the other shop classes. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I think I'm going to take this whole bottom cross member as well, and we'll pull the bearings out of it as well. It's part of the suspension. I am not grabbing the right keys. I am pressing all the right. I loved my two-door Plymouth Fury. Oh my gosh. So I get that thing fixed, right? I get it fixed in shop. Labor was free, because if I wasn't doing it, then some of the other classes were working on it. We wound up rebuilding the entire front end. I bought the parts from Lombard Auto Wreckers, I think. I think it was Lombard Auto Wreckers. And we rebuilt it, and I loved it. I love that car. Oh, good times, good times. And then sometime later, a woman actually goes flying down a side street, blows a stop sign, T-bones my car, and it was totaled. But I was still. I mean, you could look at it. The passenger side door wouldn't open anymore. It was so bent in. It was just in sad shape. And yet, when they told me, the insurance company's like, yeah, no, it's totaled, man. We're gonna write it off. It's totaled. I was heartbroken, man. I was heartbroken that car was going away. I loved that car. It was fast. It was two-door with the small windows in the back seat. It was so, it was slick. I did not get the one with the rich Corinthian leather, though, which, if you know, you know, and if you don't, that's okay. Rich Corinthian leather. That was Ricardo Montalban. I was going to say, boy, I'm slipping. I forgot. Who is it? I believe they got Ricardo Montalban to do the commercials, and he would say rich Corinthian leather. Let's go over and let's remove the wheels from the rims, because we may be able to do some work on those rims. Cars are fun, aren't they? I used to love working on my cars. Now I'm old and I pay people to do it, so there you go. I miss it, though. I think that's one of the reasons why I love this game so much, is because it's a little bit of a reminder of what you used to do. Alright, so I think I got everything taken apart. No, maybe we should take the shocks apart too, just to be on the safe side. I think it's the same thing. I think some of those parts can be reworked on the bench, but not when they're all together. The only way you'll know is if you separate them. So we're going to go ahead and separate everything, and we'll see what we can. Just like with the Jeep, we'll see what we can fix on the bench. What we can't, we'll just replace. And that's how we'll do that. But we're hoping to save a little bit of cash. Sorry about that. Alright, so everything's been taken apart. We're going to come over to the repair bench and see what we can do here. We're going to start with a rim. Big money, no whammies, and go. All right, 61%. Front axle knuckle cover. All right, we'll take it. Bottom suspension arm. Ooh, not as good, but we'll take it. Upper suspension arm. Broken. That one was broken. Brake caliper. Again, not as good. Brake caliper cylinder. I'll take that. Brake caliper. Rim Atlanta 15-inch. Take it. Front suspension cross member E. My mouth went on vacation here. Cross member front suspension cross member. I don't know what's happening. Steering rack. Come on, steering rack. Help me out now. One. Okay, I'll take it. Upper suspension arm. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Brake caliper cylinder. There you are. There you are. Front steering knuckle C. There it is. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take it. Brake calipers at 30%. Come on, baby. 97. I'll take it. I'll take it. Bottom suspension arm. Don't want to buy another one of these. Don't want to do it. Come on, baby. Very good. 78. Front steering knuckle C. 88. Front axle knuckle cover. All right, that was fixed to 100%. Rim Atlanta. 98%. I hate that because there's still a chance I come back even though it's at 98% it'll break. So you got to be very careful. I think the lesson is know when to say when. You know what I mean? 100% is great, but maybe 98% is okay too. Maybe that's the deal. Maybe that's the lesson I got to learn, you know? Steering rack is... Ugh. 63%. Front suspension cross member E. 100%. All right, I'll take it. I did not want to have to buy a new one of those. Even though I'm not sure how expensive they would be. Alright, so we got the front axle knuckle cover. Alright, so let's try this. 79%. That's not good. Steering rack. Come on, rack. I'll take it. 100%. Brake caliper. 98.7. Bottom suspension arm. 91. Front axle knuckle cover. There it is. I'll take that. All right, so we got some cylinders. Now we're up into the green parts. And these are the ones, if you break them at this point, that really hurts. There we go. Because they are so close. But still, I mean, it can still happen. $1. I think I'll go back during this video and watch and see how much I'm spending. Like the bottom suspension arm, $3. But this is the, what, second or third time I'm doing this? And the first two, I believe, cost more. So how much in total is it cost me to fix these parts to 100%? All right, 2 more parts. Let's see if we can get them here. 1 more. All right, let's do this. There it is. All right, cool. Just happy I didn't blow those rims. All right, so let's take a look in the inventory. What are the parts? All right, we did not get any of these shock parts, which I was hoping to. We did get both rims all the way up. The front sway bar, I don't think that came up, did it? Or did I break it worse? This is what I broke worse, the upper suspension arm. Obviously, we're going to need rubber bushings. I'm looking at 5 right there. 2, 4, 5. There's got to be another one, right? They're usually, yeah. 8, 10, 11. 11? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I was going to say, usually they're even parts. So I think I'll go with just 12 rubber bushings. 12 rubber bushings, front sway bar B. Inner tie rod. Do I need, I think I probably am going to need 2 of them, right? Yeah. All right, so let's get things underway here. We're going to need front sway bar B, or sway bar, I should just say, sway bar B. Front sway bar B. Inner tie rods, 2. Outer tie rods, 2, because I don't think those fixed. Okay, so that starts us in the center of our suspension. So we got our steering rack in, that's at 100%. We can now have a new front sway bar B. Okay, so off of the steering rack, nope, I grabbed the wrong thing. So off of the steering rack, you've got your inner tie rods left and right. Nope, that's inner tie rods left and right. Okay, now they also have outer tie rods, but we have nothing to tie the outer tie rods into yet. So let's start on the passenger side. So we've got front steering knuckle C, which will just hang out in space, but we can until we put in the outer tie rod, right? Now that's in. So now the other things that hold this steering knuckle into place are the upper suspension arm and the lower. We did not buy any rubber bushings. Rubber bushings, we're going to go 12. Because they're rubber bushings. And you can never have too many rubber bushings. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're going to put in the upper suspension arm. This one's fixed to 100%. We got bushings for it, 100%. There you go. So that holds it in, and then it has a lower suspension arm. Oh, that ties into the, we're going to have to put this in. The suspension cross member E, that's why the lower one was not being made available to us, is because it needs to be attached to this cross member here. Alright, so there's that. Now we can put the arm in, the lower arm in, bottom arm, lower bottom arm. There you go. And we put in some new bushings, so there you go, there's that. Sway bar front end link, we're going to need 2 of those. We are then going to have to create, we're going to have to take a look. Oh, I didn't look, I was too busy. Sway bar front end link. Which one is it, A or B? It's B, okay. Sway bar front end link B, we need 2 of those. Two. What was the shock? Boop, 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 boop. Double wishbone shock absorber. Okay, so we need 2 double wishbone shock absorbers. Double wishbone shock absorber, there's 2. Okay. Alright, so we're moving right along here, folks. Now we're going to put in the sway bar front end link B. We got 2 of those, one for both each side. And we've got the suspension with the exception of the shock, but we're going to have to go over that and put that together. So we might as well go ahead and throw the rest of this stuff together. We need 2 front wheel hubs and more than likely 2 front wheel hub bearings because they did not appear there either. Front wheel hub 2, and let's go ahead and grab the bearings as well. This I might be jumping the shark because I didn't really look at the hub bearings. There may be one that's in perfect case. I don't believe that's the issue, but all right. So there's the front wheel hub that we needed. Boom, boom, boom. Go back to your room. Okay, yeah, the best one was at 58%. 2 brake disc ventilated. Brakes. 2 disc brakes ventilated. I didn't see any pads. I'm gonna go with two pads as well because I didn't see it. I don't remember seeing any on the bench. So we got the ventilated, we got the brake pads now, and we've got the caliper and the cylinder. Those are good. All right, and the wheel hubcap. We're gonna need 2 of those. Wheel hubcap. There you go. All right. So there's that side. Now we're going to come over to this side. Wait, did I? Yes, I did put those in there. Okay, so I'm going to put this bubble bushing in there. I'm going to move around this way. We'll get that back one in. All right. And put the knuckle in. That's 100%. Then we can get our outer tie rod in. We can put our bottom suspension arm in because we got the cross member in. We got new bearings for that. Okay, we can put the I'm going to put the upper arm on. That way we'll secure. That's the one we broke. Upper suspension arm. That's the one we broke, folks. Upper suspension arm. Upper suspension arm. Upper distension arm we need. Okay, there she is. All right, let's put that there. Boom, boom, boom. Way to go. All right, so we've got all of this rebuilt. We need front end sway bar front end link B. There's that again. This the shock we need to rebuild, so we're gonna go ahead and put the rest of this on. I don't really need this stuff off in order to be able to do that. We should be able to fly through this. We've got all the new parts we need. We can just throw it all together. Oops, wrong. Boom, boom. There you go. Okay. So before we put the wheels on, we want to make sure we put these double wishbone shock absorbers together. And we're going to need a couple of tires. The rims are 100%. They're in okay shape, but we are going to need some new rubber. Yes. Yes, from downtown. Alright, right here. That's it. Okay. So there's that. Take that. All right, and then much like the Jeep Willys, this one will be ready the next time we bring this in. We'll be doing the motor and the gearbox. And then the time after that, we will do body work and we will we will try to get this ready for, what's the, is this still, it is still the factory color. Do I keep it green? Do I just get it back to stock? I'd like to paint it maybe a matte black. But by the same token, I haven't really tricked it out or anything. You know what I mean? I haven't really done anything to it outside of just returning it to basically factory. Here we can swap options. We can put on a 1-carb overhead valve, a 2-carb overhead valve, a Hemi, a mag. We can get an EP, a 6P Windsor. I don't know what those are. 6P Windsor or a 385. Oh, you can put a V8 overhead valve 385 in it. So this one you can kind of soup up a little bit. You can do a little something to this. You can do a little something to this one. Vintage tire, 275 70 R15s. Vintage tire, 215 70 R15s. Okay. And again, can I mess with the tires a little bit? As long as I keep the same frame, like the same rim, can I make these the front ones like maybe a little bit narrower, tread, have a little bit less reveal from the rim, kind of, make them a little bit smaller, and then maybe, do the reverse. Go with these back here, go with like slicks, get them even wider, a little bit taller maybe. And so it kind of gives it that kind of almost wedge shape. I'm wondering if I can do that. I don't know if I can. But these are the things that I'm going to kind of play with. I just don't know if I'm going to do with it right now. Although, no time like the present, Pete, right? I mean, why not? Just do it. Because I haven't really done much of this yet, so I'm still kind of figuring out and getting things just to the point where I could sell them is kind of cool right now. So we'll see what happens. Probably the first time around I'll just fix things up just to get them, just to get them repaired and get them back out, and then we'll sell them and see what we can get. But the second time around, maybe then I'll start. I've got that second Jeep Willys. I'm already planning on kind of playing around with that one and seeing what I can do with it. I don't know. Do I have another Bolt Atlanta? They're kind of common, the Bolt Atlantas. These, so yeah. So think of it that way. A nice matte black. Get it with a supercharger, and then try to make a little bit smaller tire on the front with a larger tire on the back. Give it that wedge look. Yeah. So be thinking about that, because that's what I want to try and do at one of these times here. They have I'd have to check, but I think there's a Bolt Atlanta hood that has a space cut out of it so you can put the supercharger in there, which would be cool, if you ask me. And you didn't, so I'm volunteering it. So there's that. Thank you. All right, so there's that. We got 6 calls waiting. All right. So again, front and rear suspension, front and rear brakes done. We got a new fuel tank. We got a new fuel pump. We've been able to, let's take a look here, and Yeah, examine mode. We got the exhaust manifold, the distributor cap, the the ignition wires, the coil, the fuel filter. So we got some good parts on here. We're definitely gonna. I mean, obviously, we're gonna have to replace this brake cylinder. Take a look at the. Is there no? There's no drive shaft on it. Why is there no? Why is there no drive shaft on there? Do I have a drive shaft? Yeah, has there been no drive shaft on there for like ever or what? Let's go in here. And let's see. We are in the goodies. Let's look at gearbox or engine. Drive shaft. Okay, so they have some drive shafts here, but not a lot. Loading front exhaust section. Why are you doing that? That. If I were a drive shaft, where would I be? Okay. Oh, those are rear wheel hubs though. Front wheel hubs, there they are. Could have given them a better quality wheel hub. If you see the drive shaft, just shout out because I'll more than likely just fly past it. Those are drive shafts, but they're not what I'm looking for. We don't have what I'm looking for. All right, so you're gonna get a new one. Drive shaft. I can't believe you've been in here for this long and you haven't had a drive shaft. That's crazy. Did I take it off and then just forget where I put it, or wind up selling it because I thought, I was getting rid of a bunch of stuff? There you go. So I think I'm happy with that. We'll go ahead and let that down, put this back in the garage, and then we'll look at the, is it the DC Typhoon? Where are we at? We're at 1 hour and 3 minutes. Okay, so we're going to hold off on this one. Should we answer some calls? What do we got? We got 35 seconds. A Delray Imperator. Brake problems and loud exhaust. There it is. Okay. Delray Imperator. Dodge Challenger. What else we got? 209, 31 seconds. Salem Spectra Fastback. Bring it in. Home Skillet ain't afraid of work. Come on, bring this in. Get this on lifter 1. You're over on lifter 2. That leaves me with 2 spots open. What do you got? What do you got for me? The FMW Roadster V6. Bring it in. Boom, bring it in. I want to see it. What do you got for me? What do you got? Oh, that's not a bad looking vehicle. Oh, you got a little bit of rust on there. A little bit of rust. And there is a story mission out there too. So next time we come back, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and finish off working on our personal projects by instead of doing the whole front end and the back end. I think we'll do the passenger side, then the driver side. Passenger side on the Typhoon here seems to be in worse shape, so we'll go ahead and knock. Well, you know what? It makes more sense to do it the way I'm doing it. I think it's just quicker. All right, well, we'll do the rear suspension then. Rear suspension and rear brakes on the DC Typhoon. So come on back and we'll take a look at that. We're going to go ahead and start knocking out some jobs and making some cash so we can go ahead and do another round of working on our stuff. Hey, who wants to sell the Eden House? Anybody? Anybody? Let's go ahead and sell the Eden House. Let's put it up. Eden House Visioner. I want to get a nice shot of her before she goes, though. This is it. This is the first DLC project I've worked on. The labor of love, so to speak. We fixed her up. She's good to go. Get the boat Beowulfs back out on the road. There she is. All right. Goodbye, old girl. I'm going to have to let you go. Eden House Visioner, 100% all the way around. We're going to sell it. Somebody's offering $52,084 for it. Do I say yes? I'm going to say yes. The value of it is a $43,404. So they're paying me like nine grand over value. If I say no, I could possibly get a better offer. By the same token, if I say no, I could possibly get a worse offer. 52. You know what? I jumped on the first one last time. Let's go ahead and play the market. We'll play the market real quick. Sell the car. 52 is your. I think that is that it then. That's the only offer I'm going to get. 52,084. I'll take it then. All right. Achievement unlocked for sale. So we sold one up. There it is. One down, several more to go. So come on back next time, and we'll keep the pedal to the metal, and we'll keep turning jobs out. So thanks for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you'll be back. Until then, be safe, be well, and be good, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.